Parkie the Park Ranger.
And my name's Squeakers.
We read the Bible and we help each other.
So explore with us.
Today's the day.
Let's see what the Bible has to say.
Hey everybody, my name's Parkie the Park Ranger. And that's my buddy Squeakers. I guess I'll just wake him up real quick. Squeakers. Oh.
Where are we? What'd you do?
You were sleeping for just a second there. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Parkie. I was very tired today.
Huh, well, why are you so tired today?
Well, you see, I'm kind of scared of the dark. So I haven't been sleeping because I leave my lights on all night.
Oh, Squeakers, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Since when have you been scared of the dark?
Well, just recently I've started being scared, and now I just can't bring myself to sleep at night because I'm so afraid.
Squeakers, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. You know what? The good news is you're not the only one that has fear.
Really?
I think we're all afraid of something. Maybe you guys watching at home, maybe you're afraid of the dark or a scary thunderstorm or maybe even just loud noises.
Or snakes. Those are scary.
That's what I'm afraid of. I do not like snakes. But we all are afraid of something, and sometimes it can be hard to figure out what we're supposed to do when we're scared.
Yeah, that's true. Do you maybe have a story that could help us, Parkie?
You know, that's a great question, Squeakers, and you're exactly right. I love this story. This is the story of when Elijah ran for his life.
Oh, I love this story. Are you guys ready to help us tell this story too? Hooray!
Great. Well, if you want to follow along, our story today comes from the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19. Squeakers,
yes.
Would you do the honors of reading the beginning of our story?
Of course. So our story today begins with Elijah when he was running for his life.
Woo! Yes, you're exactly right. He was running hard and he was running fast because you see, the queen sent an entire army after him.
Run, Elijah, run!
He was running and he was all alone and he was so scared that this army of soldiers that were so strong and had all these weapons were going to get him because, you see, he had won a great victory for God and the queen and all of her empire did not like God. And so Elijah was all by himself on the run.
Oh no!
He ran through trees. He ran through the forests. He ran through the wilderness. Eventually, he came upon a tree that he got so tired, he just had to sit down and take a break.
Woo! Take a load off.
Whew. But when he sat down to think, he began to pray and he said, God, I can't run like this forever. I'm so scared. God, just make it all stop. You see, Elijah was having a really bad day.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Well, he fell asleep at the base of this tree. And when he woke up, there was an angel there.
Oh!
The angel said, Elijah, get up and eat. Because the angel brought baked bread and a whole jar of water.
Whoa!
Which is great because all this running was tiring and he needed to rebuild his strength.
Strength.
So he ate the bread and he drank some water and he was ready to run again. And so he ran and he ran for his life and he was still all alone and he came to a mountain called Mount Sinai.
Ooh, Mount Sinai.
That's exactly right. And he found a little cave that he was able to hide in by himself in the dark. And he was sad and still afraid.
I'd be afraid too. That sounds scary.
Super scary. Well, then he heard a voice calling out to him. And it was the voice of God. And he said, Elijah, what are you doing in here? Well, Elijah responded and he said, God, I'm doing what you told me to do. I was faithful and I defended your name, but now all these people are running after me and they're trying to get me and I'm afraid and I don't know what to do. Well, God said, go outside the mountain and I will pass by. And Elijah wasn't sure what that meant, but he said, okay, God. And so he got up, he walked outside the cave and he stood on the mountaintop and he waited. When suddenly a huge windstorm came by.
Was that God in the windstorm?
No, God wasn't in the windstorm. So he waited, and suddenly an earthquake happened. But God wasn't in the earthquake either.
Where is he?
Elijah was wondering the same thing. And then all of a sudden, fire started coming down from the sky.
Wow!
But God wasn't in the fire either.
What?
Elijah sat there and he waited when suddenly he heard a very gentle whisper.
Whisper, whisper,
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
whisper, whisper. Was God in the whisper?
And that's when Elijah realized God was in the whisper.
Oh, wow.
You see, what that told Elijah is that God was with him all along. You know, you can only hear someone if they're close to you when they whisper. That was reminding Elijah God was close to him all along. All that time he thought he was alone and by himself, God was right there with him.
That means God's with me too at night when I'm scared of the dark.
That's exactly right, Squeakers. Anytime we're afraid, when we put our faith in God, he is with us and we're not alone.
You're so right, Parkie. So for everybody watching, if you ever get scared or you're alone or afraid, just remember, God is always with you.
That's exactly right. Great job, Squeakers. Now, what are you going to do tonight when it's time to go to bed?
I'm going to remember that God's with me and I have nothing to be afraid of.
That's right. And hopefully then you'll be able to get some good sleep, right?
You're right. And I won't be so tired tomorrow.
That's great. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys. I hope you enjoyed our story. We love you and we can't wait to see you again next time.
Bye-bye.
We're glad you joined us.
We'll see you soon.
But before we go, we've got one last tune.
God loves me.
And God loves you, no matter what you say or what you do. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.
We've learned what the Bible has to say.